My question is,
Wait, I don't have you in the picture,
Okay.
and you're totally backlit, but we got you.
All right, I just want to know the bottom line story on the deliberation between how you named me, either Paddy or Sam, because I've heard multiple versions of my story.
No, we always said that we're going to have a boy. We didn't know until you were born, that, you know, that we loved Paddy, you know, Harriet's father. And I said, no matter what, we're going to call you Paddy if it's a boy. And the only thing was, if you were born on St. Patrick's Day, you're out of luck. If you were born on the 17th, you know.
St. Joseph's?
Well, no, St. Paddy's Day is St.
17th.
So if you were born on it, then we wouldn't have called you Paddy.
What would it have been?
Well, we would have, was something with Samuel or something like you, who wound up being Samuel.
And do you know why he was called Paddy?
Yeah, he used that name as a youngster when he fought in the ring, and he didn't want his parents to know, so he assumed the name Paddy Davis, and that's the name he fought under.
Was that his real second name?
No, his real second name was Davidowitz.
So I could be Paddy Sam Davidowitz.
So his real name was Samuel Davidowitz, but everybody knew him as Paddy Davis, and he was captain of the Democratic Party in that district. Everybody knew him. Everybody knew him. Everybody loved him. He was a very nice, lovable guy, not like the one that's named after him.
Love you too, Dad.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, and I didn't come with a question, but I'm listening to these questions, and I wanted, this is a serious question. How'd you get from Jabitsky to Jarrett? And the other question is what were the other choices?
No other choices. Harriet was never crazy about the name. I wasn't crazy about the name. For one thing, whenever anybody, they used to botch it up in the spelling like you have no idea. So I figured if I was going to change it, I wasn't going to change it that dramatically. I just cut off the ski. But Jabbit didn't sound that great.
Yeah, thank you.
So
We all thank you.
so I stuck to the R. And actually, there used to be a band leader. His name was Art Jarrett, with a Jarrett. That was
The street singer.
but the funny part of it is, I didn't change the name. My wife changed the name. She was older than me, and I wasn't 21 yet. And you couldn't change your name unless you were legally of age. So she reached 21 before me, so I was the infant on the application.
Oh, Jesus.
Harriet was the one changed in, yeah, and I was the infant.
So how old are you?
No, I was 20 and a half or whatever it was. She was 7 months older than me. And she did all the work herself, you know. She filed the papers. She did all the legal work.
Do you still have that piece of paper? Because we've seen that piece of paper where you guys were all practicing. Apparently, the story we heard was that Jack and you and Rick and you were sitting at the table and there's a piece of paper, or it was actually the outside of it in the little folder, and it says Jabbit and it says Jared and
No,
it says...
no, I never did.
Did you switch over to Lady Day?
Yeah,
I think that's when Rick was switching over.
I switched over a couple of years later.
Right.
And
I started the Jarrett. The only Jarretts in the United States, you know.
We all know that. You do Google.
Yeah, Jarrit. There's the only ones.
I like that.
So I want to know how you got the Hank Greenberg picture there.
Oh, that your mother went on a double date with Hank Greenberg. She didn't date Hank Greenberg. Her girlfriend, they had dated Hank Greenberg, and she was with the other girl, but he gave her an autographed picture with my name to Sonny from Hank Greenberg, and when she came back from her date. Great player.
And did she not even know who he was at first?
Well, she was not the one into sports, let's put it that way. But I think afterwards she said, she went out on a double date. She said, hey, I got a picture for you.
Actually, she told us that she said, he said, I'm Hank Greenberg. She said, that's nice, I'm Rose Trubisky.
That's right. I mean,
But then she figured he must be something.
She never was into sports. came after, her father, her real father. Her real father was Art.
No, his name was.
It was Isidore.
It was Isidore. I should have been in Isidore.
Yeah, but no, we,
Izzy. We can call you Izzy.
Start calling you Isidore? Bless you for changing that one.
And I bless you for the Jared.
and I didn't want to put down Arthur either. I was the one that insisted upon Art, A-R-T.
And I have to say, I'm 62 years old now. I have never met another person whose name
Named
was Art.
Art. Neither.
I meet plenty of people who go by Art, but they're all authors.
No
I've
kidding.
never met another person whose real name is Art, other than myself.
Okay, so how'd you come up with Stacey then?
Stacy was really, we really picked that one out of the list of, book of names. And you know, the funny part of it is, I never heard of the name Stacy before I read it in that book. And sure enough, I liked it. But the best was after we named her Stacy, Gertie says, "What'd you do, name her after a baseball player?" So I says, "What do you mean we named her after a baseball?" She says, "Stacy Engel." So I says, "No, that's Casey Stengel." She really thought that we named her after Casey Stengel.
No, this was Anna, not Gertie.
No, Gertie.
Oh, this was Gertie.
Gertie,
I always
yeah.
thought that. I got the grandma's mixed up.
Harriet's mother, yeah.
I already gave him the question.
No, Rebecca. Hold on, Rebecca's.
Rebecca has
My
a
question
question.
is, I get a kick out of watching my kids with Harrison, so I was curious what Stacey and Art reacted like when you told them that they were having a sibling coming and how they were with him, like as he.
They were
Grew up.
ecstatic. In fact, I remember Art running all over the neighborhood. We were trying to keep it quiet. Art and Stacy, the both of them ran around all telling their kids, "Oh, we're gonna have another baby, we're gonna have a baby."
Yeah, I
I
think
remember
the
they were
entire.
very ecstatic about it.
I don't remember that, but I do remember it was a wonderful thing because Sarah and I used to babysit all the time, and we had makeout parties.
And he didn't rat you
While
out.
Paddy was sleeping in the other room.
Oh, Sarah,
You
you
came in
just
handy for
blew
something.
the illusion.
And how were they with him, like as he was getting
They
older?
were great. They were absolutely great. Patty had two sets of parents. I mean, Art and Stacy both loved him to death.
Patty was
they
the
spoiled
pet
him.
we never had.
I was also the first remote control to the TV.
I thought I was first. You were my first remote control. I was his remote control. Mark, put on channel 2.
Thank God they didn't have cable back then. They would have gotten a
What Stacey says is true. When we grew up, you weren't allowed dogs, but you were allowed to have little brothers. You know, it came in handy.
I wonder what your reaction was to Paddy putting the stamps on the wall.
Well, that day we came back after a little sad trip down in Florida, and he came back and he got into my plate blocks and plastered up a whole side of a wall with them. And I remember them too, FDR, 2-cent plate blocks.
They're probably $1 million now.
No, but they were all pasted up on the wall.
Did you get them all?
Nah, I didn't. We just, we washed them off and they was spoiled at that time,